Hey guys, so today we are going to be doing a DVD collection video. I do have a lot of DVDs compared to the Blu-ray haul that you guys saw. So it's going to be a long one. Grab some popcorn and enjoy. So before we get into the actual collection, this is the little bin that I keep downstairs. This is the I have not watched yet bin. So let's just get started with these. This is the Day of the Dead one that I just picked up in a thrifting video, if you saw that one. I'm currently watching Tales from the Crypt. I have the box set. You'll see that upstairs. Currently on the 4th season out of 7. There's some non-horror ones in here that we need to watch, like that 40-Year-Old Virgin and the Be Kind Rewind with Jack Black and someone else. Sounded funny, so we got it. 28 weeks later. I've seen this a very long time ago, like over 10 years. I don't even know when this movie came out. 2007. Yeah, it's been about that amount of time. So to me, it's like I haven't seen it. I picked up this Urban Legend trilogy. It's got Urban Legend, Urban Legends Final Cut, and Urban Legends Bloody Mary. I've already seen Urban Legends, so I just need those two. The Final Cut and Bloody Mary. And then last but not least is the 8 movie pack Midnight Horror Collection. It's just got random like indie ones, but I mainly got it for prom night and Charlie Band's Evil Bong with Tommy Chong. So heck yeah, can't wait to watch this. Alright, let's get on to the actual video. So this is the actual DVD shelf, as you guys have seen probably in other videos. So this shelf is already came with the shelf, and then my collection started growing very fast, so I had to build like 3 other shelves. And if you've seen the Blu-ray video, the reason why the Blu-rays are in the center, I built this too small accidentally, too short, and happened to fit the Blu-rays very well. So yeah, it looks weird, but it'll do for now. Alright, starting with the top shelf. I am gonna fix the lighting as I go, guys. It's not gonna be like the Blu-ray incident. So update, I couldn't fix the lighting, so I just moved my top shelf. An American Werewolf in London, a classic werewolf movie if you've never seen it. Annabelle. I prefer killer dolls like Chucky that talk and move and stab and whatever, but a possessed doll, I'll take that anytime. Up next, Annabelle Creation. This is my favorite out of the whole franchise. It's I saw this in theaters and I wouldn't have it any other way. Annabelle Comes Home. This one was okay. I like how, you're not supposed to mess with something and you mess with it and you end up paying the price for it. So I enjoyed that a lot. Amityville Horror. This is one of my first DVDs. To be honest, I didn't like it, and for one reason only. A dog dies. Ryan Reynolds kills a dog in the movie, and I wasn't ready for that. So for that reason, I haven't seen it since 2005. But I have it. ATM, a very underrated movie with Josh Peck. This was in my Amazon haul if you haven't seen that one. Basket Case, of course, a classic movie that rattled everyone in the 80s because of how weird effect that this little guy had. Weird effects, I should say. But I love it. This was one of my first DVDs for sure. My dad got it for me. It's called Bats. I finally saw it not too long ago. Not a bad movie with young Lou Diamond Phillips. It was very good. Black Pumpkin, a indie, up and coming movie, but it was so good. I actually have a friend in this movie. Dang, this was very underrated. I saw it, I think, on Prime, Amazon Prime. It was free. Black Christmas remake. I know it's not the original. It's like the remake, the second remake the first remake they made. It was okay. It's I like the first one, of course. Blair Witch Project, I got this at a used video store, as of most of these, but it was only for $2.50, and I was like, that's all this movie's worth. I want it for my collection. It's not too bad now that I saw it a second time. Bunnyman Vengeance, this is an up and coming indie film for sure. A lot of cheese, a lot of chainsaws going around. My favorite is Bunnyman Massacre, which I couldn't find, but I found Vengeance, and it's signed by someone in there. That was in my autograph collection video. The Bye Bye Man, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Is this the one with Bella Thorne in it? If it is, that's why it was probably bad. It was okay. Would I watch it again? Probably if I'm desperate. Speaking if I would watch this again, probably not. It's called Candyland. I got this for like $1 at the bookstore. It's got, what's his name? Gary Busey. Very weird movie. Killer cover though. Like I love the cover. Cover makes up for it. The original Candyman. Who are you if you don't have this in your collection or have seen it? I grew up on that movie for sure. The Car, I got this at a Dollar Tree. Some of these are from Dollar Tree, and I'll mention which ones. And there's a reason why they're in Dollar Tree, just because of how bad they are. I thought this was the 1974. I don't know if it came out in 74. It was like in the 70s. If you've seen it, it's called The Car. Killer Car, of course. This one is kind of like a spoof of that. Like they tried to remake it, and it was just god awful. It was so bad. The original Carrie. Do I need to say more? They're gonna laugh at you. Case 39. I won't call this horror. I do have some of these that are like horror-ish that I do consider, because it's got some killer effects, like the way that Ben Affleck, I won't spoil it, but sorry, not Ben Affleck, Bradley Cooper, I always get them mixed up. Anyway, very, very good movie if you haven't seen it. Very, very good. The original Christine. The originals, did they make another one? I don't know. No, they didn't. Christine, Killer Car. Need I say more? Obviously I like killer cars. Next to Bats that you guys saw, this was along my first DVD that my dad bought me. It's called Christina's House. No one talks about this movie. It is so good. It is so good. And I am glad that I kept this movie. It's just, I need to rewatch it. Check it out if you haven't. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. Probably not. Chopping Mall. I have the poster in my room if you saw my autograph video collection. Robots that kill people in a mall in the 80s. Do you need any more? Do I need to say more? No. Child's Play 2 and 3. I got this at Big Lots. It was like for $3, and I needed both of them. I found it. I'm like, you're coming home with me. So, for sure, had to get that. Bride of Chucky. I have the VHS of this, but I needed to upgrade a little bit. This is my favorite in the Chucky franchise. Chucky's my all-time favorite killer, favorite franchise ever. Bride of Chucky, probably like my top 3 movies ever. Seed of Chucky. This movie, guys, it gets so much hate. It gets so much hate, and it's so good. Like the cheese, the what's his name, Glenn/Glenda. Guys, it is so good. But to each their own opinion. But I don't mind this movie at all. It's got some comedy, but like it doesn't have to be serious all the time. It really doesn't. I love it. Cult of Chucky. This is the opposite. People love this movie, and I'm iffy on it. I'm very iffy on it. It's alright. It could have been better. Speaking of what could have been better, the remake of Child's Play. I saw this in the theater. I hated it. I'll insert a picture here of the standee that they had outside. To be honest, this is when I knew the sickness was real. I only got this to complete my Chucky collection. Nothing else. Nothing else. Would I watch it again? Yeah, maybe. But it was mainly for collection purposes. Children of the Corn by Stephen King, of course, a classic. You can't not have this movie in your collection, with a young Linda Hamilton in there. I don't care for the other ones. They made like 6 billion of them. I just like the first one, so that's all I need. Clown Town, a cheesy, overused cover. If you've seen this girl being dragged before, it's because she's like in every other cover of the cheesy movies. Yeah, this wasn't as bad, quote unquote, as I thought it was gonna be. It could have definitely been better, but what do you expect for some cheese? Like, you don't expect Gouda. You're getting like little Parmesan flakes. The Conjuring, one of the best in the franchise, of course. I do have Conjuring 2 and 3 on Blu-ray / 4K, if you saw that video. This movie still holds up as one of my favorites. Of course, Conjuring 2 is a little bit better, but I'm just saying. Creepshow, of course, a great anthology film that everyone knows about. I love this cover. I want that poster so bad. It's so cool. One of my newest in the collection is still sealed. Creepshow 2, I have seen it, but I needed to have it, so I bought it and just didn't bother opening it, I guess. Kukui, another thing. If I've, like I said in my Blu-ray haul when I was talking about La Llorona, I grew up in a half-heritage home, and I know about the Kukui. The Kukui is basically, like it says there, the Mexican boogeyman. Sure if it's a myth or not, I don't know. But I had to get this movie for, like, you know, myth / beast purposes. I like creature features. I would consider that creature feature. Alright, you can't argue with me on this. One of the best, no, sorry, the best zombie movie of all time. The remake of Dawn of the Dead, 2004. Zack Snyder, I believe. Damn, like, something about fast zombies. You just can't not like this movie. God, it was so good. It was so good. Perfection. Speaking of perfection, this was trash. Like, what is that? I had a very hard time following this movie. I almost fell asleep. I do like this cover, though. I'm keeping a lot of these movies for their covers, not gonna lie. Dead Rising Endgame. I got this at a Dollar Tree. I got this just because I, A, love zombies. It's my favorite subgenre. And 2, I played most of the Dead Rising games, and I wanted to see if it was anything like that. I don't remember much, to be honest. I don't think it was like that at all. If I don't remember, it's not good. Almost done with the first shelf, guys. Dead Snow, Nazi zombie film taking place, you guessed it, in the snow. It started off very slow. It's kind of a slow burn. Something's loose in there. But it did pay off at the end. I like the kills in it. Very cool kills. And the last one off the shelf. It is not a horror film, but it is, I'm gonna say it, it's my favorite movie of all time. And it's not even a horror film. It's called Death Sentence, played by Kevin Bacon. Basically, him and his son go to a gas station at night, and while he's pumping gas, his son is in the gas station getting a Slurpee or whatever, and these gang members here go to rob the gas station, and they end up killing him as an initiation kill when you want to join a gang. So yeah, unsettled with the justice system, he goes and takes matters into his own hands and starts picking them off one by one. And it's just a killer badass scene at the end between sorry, I have one hand, between this guy, which is the gang leader, and Kevin Bacon. It's such a good movie, you guys. You guys have to go check this out. It's a great revenge film, and he's just like an ordinary office worker, and he ends up changing his own image. It's so good. It's so good. Like, that's when he's learning like how to shoot a gun. It's so good. You guys have to go see it. Anyway, so that's the first shelf. All right, so here's the second shelf. It is a little bit glary, but don't worry, when I'm at the right angle and pull them out, it's good. I already tested it. So up here, I just have little figures here. We got little body knockers, got little Sam, got little Michael Myers, and then It's like it's supposed to be a zombie that got a screwdriver in his eye. Little, what do they call these? Not funyuns. Dorbs. Dorbs. Alright, so up first, I'm starting off with a non-horror. Disturbia. It's got some very disturbing images on here, so I put this in the horror section. It's got a lot of like suspense and thriller, so I put it there. So why not? You know, why not? Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. I haven't seen this in a long time. It's got little, I forgot what her name is, but she's like in every other movie. It was okay. Don't Breathe. I want to get Don't Breathe 2, but it's got to be a good price. So Don't Breathe, it was an excellent film. Like, it's like the fact that he's blind and like also like knows karate, or what was it, jiu-jitsu, something. It's good. I like the concept. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I saw this for, I think it was for the poster board, I'm not sure, but I ended up loving it. She's so funny. And a little poodle that she dyes pink. She's so funny, and it's got some horror aspects to it, and of course she's an icon in the horror community, so why not? Evil Dead 2, I hated this movie. I wanted to like it. I like the first one better. I like the cover though, so I'm keeping it for that, and it's considered a classic, technically. The Exorcist, do I need to say more? Everyone knows this movie. It's got the little snapper case, and looks like a dog chewed on it. Secondhand, so I don't mind it. It kind of sticks out, which bugs me. Final Destination, all 5 films. I only like the first 3, 4. It wasn't bad. Of course, the roller coaster one's my favorite. The third one. Flight of the Living Dead. I'm a sucker for zombie cheesy movies, guys. So I got this at a horror convention for $5. It took me a long time to get to watching it, but I'm so glad I did. I took a gamble on it. It was a blind buy, and I'm glad I got it. It was so good. Zombies on a plane. Like, what else do you need? The Fog. This is not the original. This is the remake. I didn't mind it at all. Like, it's got some spooky scenes in the cemetery and all that. It's good. It's good. I forgot how good it is. Freaky. I just got this in the Amazon haul that you guys saw. It's kind of a horror comedy. I liked it more than I thought I would, and the kills are pretty cool. Freddy vs. Jason. Everyone knows what that movie is. Are you coming together? Heck yeah. It's like a crossover episode. Like The Sweet Life on Deck with Hannah Montana. Is that what it was called? Friday the 13th Part 2. Of course, I have the original on Steelbook. Part 2 is one of my favorites just because of Sackhead Jason coming in. And it's actually the introduction to Jason Voorhees. So I love this one. I like it. Friday the 13th Part 3D. You guys, I have to show you something. So it actually comes with little 3D glasses. They're so cute. And it's his mask there. Oh, it's so cool. It's definitely different. Like, I would never sell this or anything. For sure belongs in the collection forever. The whole collection. 8-movie collection of Friday the 13th. Comes with 1, 2, 3, Final Chapter, New Beginning, Jason Lives, New Blood, and Jason Takes Manhattan, which Manhattan was one of my favorite ones of all of them. Not only because I want to go to New York, but I like the concept that he's in the city now, not in the woods. And then the last 2 in the franchise, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. No to both of them. But again, collection purposes, damn it. The remake that came out in 2009. I love this movie. It is so good. It's got a lot of like tatas and, you know, shebang bangs. But if you take that all out, the kills are good. Like, killer cut. That's true. It's true. Friend Request. I saw this on Netflix and I loved it. Popular girl and the weirdo adds her on Facebook. Facebook. And she ends up like being obsessed with her and stalking her life, and like she's jealous of her friends and all that. It's really good. And she ends up like being all weird and You have to see it. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it's really good. The Frighteners. I like that it's a horror comedy, even though I'm not the biggest fan on that. But it was actually pretty good. Like, I like that subtle cover. Like, you can barely see it in person, but on camera, like on the right shadow. Yeah, it's funny. It's more funny than scary. Cheesy movie. Yeah, the Gingerbread Man. Oh, sorry. Ginger Dead Man with Gary Busey. This movie is so good. It's so good. Besides, like, the frosted tatas there. But, it's so good. I need to rewatch it. If you guys know, if you saw my VHS collection there, I'm a big fan of Goosebumps. It's what got me into horror. Some of the DVDs here from the episodes, The Blob That Ate Everyone. And it's a trick. If you turn it around, there's actually more episodes on there. I didn't know that. See, like, it only shows, well, this one doesn't, but yeah, the 3-pack collection here, and then yeah, another 3-pack. So it was just the first one that kind of throws you off, but yeah, those are good. Gremlins. Everyone knows Gremlins. Little cute little gizmo there. And then Gremlins 2, the new batch. I like that one too. The Grudge. I'm not the biggest fan on The Grudge, to be honest, but it was pretty eerie. And of course that iconic picture. What's a collection without Halloween 1978? Halloween 2, I have it on Blu-ray. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is one of my top 5 movies of all time. I just love it. It doesn't have to have Michael Myers in it, even though technically it does. Because it apparently he appears on TV when they're at the bar, but I thought that was funny. The Factory, the song, it's so good. It's so good. Double collection, Halloween 4 and 5, The Return of Michael Myers and The Revenge of Michael Myers. I grew up watching these on repeat all the time. Like, I know them word for word. Another 2-pack. H2O and Resurrection. I have both of these on VHS and I needed to upgrade. H2O, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and in the franchise. So, that says that. Resurrection, we don't talk about that garbage. Alright, controversy time. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Everyone hates it. I love it. I love it. I love the backstory of Michael. I love that it starts when he was a kid and it just shows why he became who he is. Yeah, there's a lot of animal deaths in there, which I'm not all for at all. But, it's so good, guys. It is so good. It's his backstory. I'm not even big on backstories. Halloween 2, very unnecessary to make, to be honest. They should have just stopped at the first one. It's just weird. The Happening, it was very eerie. Very eerie. I'm a big fan of, like, invisible killers, like The Invisible Man, The Happening, Final Destination. I'm a big fan of those, or like It Follows. So I saw this and I'm like, yes, I have to watch it. It was good. Not disappointed at all. It always seems to do this. Speaking of not disappointed. You know, it was overhyped. I fell for the overhypedness. I got it. And I was like, what the heck am I watching? But, you know, the iconic cover right here, it's actually a little slip. It originally had this cover in it, and I was like, no, what is that? I like this one. But, you know, collection purposes, I can't get rid of it. A Haunting in Georgia. This is like a little ghost movie thing. It's really good. Like, she's getting haunted by ghosts, and they're scratching her face and all that. Not everyone talks about this movie. Actually, not anyone. But I like it. I'm a big fan of, like, paranormal stuff, too. The last one on this shelf is a episode of R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour, the Goosebumps spin-off. The reason I got it is because it has my favorite episode in there, which is the red dress. It's a very eerie episode. And alien candy. But if you haven't seen this, it was on Hulu. Probably not anymore. But yeah, that's the second shelf. And we have 2 and a little quarter right there to go. So let's get going.